Y'all, we're back. Season 3 of Girl Call Me with Tanya and Jessica is officially here. And let me tell you, this season, it's all about community.
Because listen, in a world that's getting wilder by the day, one thing we know for sure, we can't do this alone.
Nope. And this season, we're diving into how we show up for each other, build our circles, and find joy, no matter what's going on in this crazy world.
But we're also making sure we make time to celebrate the women who are out here shining. Our new segment, Shine Sis Shine, is giving Black women their flowers because we refuse to let their greatness go unnoticed.
And as always, we're keeping it raw, keeping it funny, and keeping it real. Because if we can't be honest here, then girl, call me later.
So grab your tea, get comfy, and get ready for a season full of laughs, love, and the kind of conversations you need in your life.
It's season 3, and we're just getting started. Namaste, girl. Namaste. Today's not alcohol. I'm not starting with a drink. What I am starting with is some self-centering because things are going on. How are you doing? It's Wednesday.
Good. I do want to apologize to the listeners, to the audiophiles who my sound drove them crazy. No, I'm including this because my sound drove me crazy last week, so I apologize. I'm back crispier than ever.
I'm just going to say... No, I never apologize. I'm not. I think
everyone heard
Leo,
that.
It's
everyone
almost Leo
that, right?
season. Isn't it almost Leo season? Every day
No. I'm a recovering people pleaser and I want to please the people's ears.
Oh, yes. Blessing.
So.
I think I actually, if you were to ask people who knew me, know me.
Tanya. No.
Huh?
No.
You don't think I'm going to accept?
What path were you going down?
I was going to say I'm also recovering, but clearly you disagree.
Oh, no. I just didn't know that, Tanya. So maybe you used to be a people pleaser. Well, we keep saying we're going to, you used to follow certain trends and things. And maybe we'll get back to that at the end of this season. So maybe you were pleasing people. I just don't know that, Tanya.
Okay, there were so many paths that I was not quite sure. Anyway.
You were waiting for me to come for your neck, and then I didn't quite do it. I just kept circling.
People pleaser.
Your nervous system went up. You were ready to attack, and then you didn't know what to attack about.
Yes, thank you. Well, it's great to be back. Our season premiere episode was last week, and that was fun to do. We talked a lot of shenanigans.
Did you send your end of week report to Elon about what you accomplished last week?
I'm not even gonna say nothing because you know what Jasmine Crockett said on the steps.
That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. But speaking of the current situation in the world, there's been
in
a
the
lot
U.S. There's stuff happening everywhere, yes.
Right.
But you were just about to talk about the mess specifically here. In
the United States. The season finale that is going to be a very long season finale. Yeah. But, last Friday, we had our there's a tour happening, the U.S. Economic Blackout. That was on the 28th. And, I saw that there's almost a tour.
Yeah, Amazon boycott, there's a Nestle boycott, a Walmart boycott.
Girl, what did General Mills do? Because I saw the General Mills one in April, and I was like, that's everything we eat. I was like, what did General Mills do?
It's interesting.
People underestimate the power of our dollar, our collective
true.
Dollar.
I haven't been to Target yet, and girl, I just moved. Either. Do you know how many times I've needed to go to Target? I'm going to 3 different stores with all things I could just get at Target. Oh my God, it's insane.
Hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard because I think that we have our rituals in some ways, right? Black History Month. I have a collection of different tchotchke shirts and things from Target during their Black History Month.
I used to go to Target when I lived in New York. I used to go to Target just to feel like at home and have a store that you could walk around where the aisles were wide and you didn't feel like whatever, they were like cats eating the rice out of the bodega bags or something.
Okay.
Fresh fruit. kind of.
Not connecting to that story. But I will say that for me, when I travel, if there's a Target, it's so interesting because Target in every city around the country, it's all different. So you're going to get some interesting things at one that you may not get at yours. But it's time to really stand on business. I mean, I have a hard time with the Amazon. I will say
I know this
that
is the problem. I'm like buying things from Amazon. I guess if I buy from like smaller sellers, which I'm not really even doing, so I'm a big hypocrite all the way around.
And actually, I do have a question about that, right? You know, it's a little bit about what Tabitha said, right? So Tabitha has a lot of products in Target, and her point was we're hurting.
First of all, she's like, we're hurting some blacks, aka me.
Right.
I see you, Tab. I don't shame
Tab
her
support. We love and support Tabitha.
Sponsor.
We were calling all interested people. But the question is, can you do that? Can you walk into Target, go to her, and it's still where's that money going to? It's still versus go to her website. Does she have a website that we can actually buy direct?
Probably not.
But I think that's what...
Because some of her stuff's made exclusively probably for Target. She probably has a whole line of stuff that's exclusive at Target.
Right.
And she's probably in a contractual deal with them for a long time, which is why she's like, excuse me, please don't bankrupt me.
Right. So I would love to know how everyone's Friday went, last Friday. I would also love to know from March 7th to the 14th, the Amazon boycott, March 21st to the 28th, the Nestle boycott. And I've been boycotting Walmart.
We're going to be clean. We're going to be clean eating. So the Nestle boycott will be easy for us.
Nestle boycott and probably General Mills because
Walmart, please.
And girl, who's going to Walmart? And then, McDonald's also. There's a McDonald's boycott also. So I was kind of in the
people
summer.
Go to McDonald's. Look, you're California. Your elite coastal elitism is showing. Okay. When you talk about Walmart.
I think you say that often. I was
Some people, they only have, I vacation in a town, and the only thing they have is a Walmart. So you have to go there.
Okay. I would say that, it was so funny. I was talking to someone today, and they were talking about tap water. And how tap water, they were talking about how, tap water is good in some cities and blah, blah. And I was like, well, I don't drink tap water. And
Clutches pearls.
They said, why am I not surprised? And this is some of my team. And I was like, should I be slightly offended by this tone?
Wait a second. Is this someone in Southern California?
No, they don't live in Southern California.
Yeah, that's why. That's wild. But you know what? When I first went to the Midwest, I went to Minnesota, and I remember grabbing a glass of tap water because I was so hungover, and I was looking at my friend's house for water, and I couldn't find bottles of water anywhere, and she's like, oh, we just drink tap. And I was like, what? And I went over to the tap. Girl, when I tell you that water came out crystal clear, this is Minnesota. I was like, wow, you guys can drink water here? I was like, that doesn't look that doesn't look like our water. Our water looks like it has salt in it.
That does not look like our water.
It's like a neti pot.
And depending on the pipes, I mean, I would say that in Colorado, I will say when I was in Colorado,
Colorado has good. Colorado, Minnesota,
yeah. But if you got good water, tap us and let us know. Let us know at social if you got some good
Detroit.
Water. That was too soon.
I'm saying there's the city people. There's a lot of cities that ain't.
New York. I was telling this person, they were talking about New York, and I was like, the rats in the water alone. I don't think so.
You can drink the water in New York. They say it's pretty good.
No,
I used to run it through a Brita.
With Mayor Adams there, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He done funked up. The water. The water ain't clean. Mayor Adams there.
Ain't nothing clean.
So listen,
record sure isn't.
Ooh. Although it's been it's been cleared. He's
Which
cleared.
One? Isn't he up for like a couple different charges though?
We will say that someone from the current administration has decided to make a deal.
Of course.
They've made a deal. If he deports people, that's the deal. If he deports people, then he doesn't have to go to jail. But let's move to, in some ways, when we talk about this our theme for our episodes in the season is community.
Yeah.
And there's so many different ways that we can find community, and we'll be talking about them. And it's funny, we were talking yesterday recently about the hair salon.
Yeah.
And how you were getting your hair done, and I recently got my hair done. And there is such a long history when we're thinking about our hair in particular and the community that we find there.
I have a friend who always at the gym who always says, Jessica, you never have the same hair. Like you always have something different with your hair. And I was laughing about that because when I think about the relationship with my hair, because I grew up around a lot of white people, I remember trying so hard to have my hair look exactly the same all the time, unconsciously, right? Like now I look back, but I'm like, I would be like so upset if I went to bed and then my hair was like bigger than it was the day before or whatever. Like I always wanted it to just look the same. And now I realize what a gift it is to be able to have like 3 different hairdressers, a braider, someone who does just your trim, someone who may blow your hair out, someone who like just to have a community of people who just help you look and feel good and different all the time. So I think that was a long way to get to that. I think the hair salon is community, but it's also because a lot of us have more than one hair salon we're going to. And so it also just, when I want to get braids, it's usually because I'm feeling some type of way. Either I'm going on vacation or I got a lot of stuff coming up and so I'm not trying to do my hair like that. So I just think it's such a big part of our lives. And yeah. And it's usually 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours.
Right. And there are actually many of us, who only go to the one person. And there's that one person, and they're doing everything. They're doing the braids. They're doing the flat iron. They're doing the relaxer. But it's so funny when you think about, there's some hairstyles that I have. I never had the Jerry curl.
No. Yeah, Jerry curl was not really my
But I did have crimping. Do you remember crimping?
Yeah, girl. I would relax my hair just to then try to get it bigger. Like relax my hair, but then I'm crimping or scrunching or doing something like that. Yeah. Crimping was big, but isn't crimping back? Or maybe who's crimping?
Who's crimping?
Well, I mean, not black people, white people. Like, don't people who go to like Taylor Swift's concerts crimp their hair?
Are they crimping their hair now?
Maybe this is maybe this was in like 2020 or something. Maybe
Girl, nobody's crimping their hair. I don't think so. But I will say, going back to our whole like community. I mean, in some ways, the hair salon has always been the place in which, whether it's the gossip or whether it's the brunch that you go to or the hair salon and the nail salon, it's about a gathering of people that you have common or may not be common, or maybe you're talking about them, but it's really just that space. And there is such, particularly for Black women, there is such a huge relationship about our hair. So, let's go through some of and we're going to actually add pictures to social. Let's talk a little bit about some of those hair regrets.
I don't know if we're going to add pictures.
We are going to add pictures.
Huh. Okay.
I saw the many people already saw the pigtails that you had. I'm sure
the mini buns.
The mini buns that you used to have.
Terrible.
I'm sure. Right.
This is mortifying. I mean, honestly, this is like a very
therapy
conversation. I didn't know if I was ready to go this deep, but
hair is deep.
Yes.
I can't. Keep going. Let's talk.
Let's talk. Worst hairstyles. So my back of my hair used to be shaved, which is terrible. Like, hated it. Like the bottom piece.
But didn't everybody do that? I didn't. Maybe
actually, I don't know. There were no other people doing it where I went. But then again, there were no other like Black people at the time when I first did it. So that was bad.
Were you? I gotta ask. Were you questioning?
If I was Black or
no, if you were gay.
Oh, if I was gay.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
I was doing it because of softball.
I joke about the relaxers a few times, but I used the relaxers. I think all the way, as long as I can think about, until like maybe the 2000s when I decided to go natural. I had a relaxer.
Yeah, I was same thing. I was natural and I mean, I was using a relaxer until God, 2012 maybe. It's probably been about 15 years.
Yeah.
A little bit
Me,
less.
it's been longer. It's funny because I was always allergic to relaxers. So I would get a gentle relaxer, but my hair would start falling out. But I kept doing the relaxers because I needed my hair straight.
I
Because
wish. Even worse, I feel like I was using Ultra. Like I was using like what's the strongest relaxer, like Optimum, and even that was like burning my scalp, and I would hold because I just had so much. I have so much hair, and it's bad, bad,
so,
bad.
so there
bad.
is going to be a commercial that's
With
gonna
us in it. That has like a lawyer.
Me.
There's a lawyer.
If you have had
do
relaxers,
you have scalp burns? Do you have uterine cancer? Do you have? We'll get to all of that, but later. But yeah, the relaxer was a lot. I like I said, the relaxer to me too was like. I think part of this conversation is like products were very different back then. So these days we have so many black products and like so many to choose, so many that I'm always just like, I think I could try a new product like every time I run out of something.
It's not only Johnson and Johnson. I mean, I think that wasn't
so
it just Johnson and
products.
Johnson for a while? Basics that we had.
So now there's so many. So back then it's like you used whatever you could find, right? Or whatever you had access to, not whatever you could find. And I think now there's so many more products that you, like relaxer felt like you had to do it then because there was no other product that could tame your hair. Now it's like, oh my God, there's so many products where you can keep your hair curly, natural, and it's not like matted or in a knot and you haven't ripped out half your hair with a pick at the end of the blow dryer.
I want to unpack something. You said tame your hair.
Well,
so when you think about what we are taught in the past, in many ways, we were taught that our hair couldn't be. I mean, I was so funny. I was on a call recently and I saw this person and they had their hair was huge and big. And I was like, ooh, girl, go. But that has not always been. It goes back to the relaxer concept and the fact that we were taught, many of us, that we had to tame it and be straight.
Yeah, well, I hear you on that, but that wasn't what I meant by the word tame. What I meant more of was like manage, like actually be able to do something with it, be able to get any device through your hair. That piece is what I was talking about.
So you think I just came for your neck?
You did come for my neck, but that's okay. But that's okay because I hear exactly what you're saying because I hear it all the time when people say like, oh, your hair, that's so like, in kind of this passive aggressive, like, oh, it's so nice that you feel comfortable wearing your hair big. And it's like, I'm wearing my hair what it does, the same way that your flat ass hair is doing what it does, right? So I think I hear what you're saying. And I think, yes, people, you think about the whole silky smooth conversation.
Bouncing. It's bouncing.
Yeah, and it's our hair is not necessarily, like not in its natural form, silky and smooth in the way that they use those terms. So I hear what you're saying.
Right. Going back to your point about the many products, and I will say I may have given in and bought all of the different ones. I have had actually used the same product for a very long time. I use As I Am. Shout out to...
Oh my God. Do you?
What is happening?
No, that's fine. Okay. Uh-huh.
I've been using As I Am forever.
I'm sure you have. Most people who've been using it probably been using it forever.
Wow. I wouldn't want to say...
It's like Skin So Soft.
I'm going to say...
You use it.
You're
one of those people who's buying it on eBay. Exactly. Who's buying it on eBay because they don't sell it anymore on Avon.
If you want mosquitoes during the summer to be off of you, I'm gonna need you to get some Skin So Soft from Avon. Yeah. Sponsors, come call me.
Sorry, but Avon doesn't sell it anymore, so they're not gonna be sponsoring us. You gotta buy it on eBay. Girl, I thought you had to buy it on eBay now.
No, you don't, girl.
Oh.
Skin So Soft is in my closet.
Where are you buying Avon? Someone's coming by with the magazine? Or are you going to like avon.com or something? I'm not even kidding.
This would be one of the issues why giving up Amazon is a challenge. Because you would be going to eBay. I'm just gonna Amazon go Skin So Soft and it'll be here by 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I don't think the seller is Avon. I think the seller is probably Janita in wherever, Alabama, who's like has a stock load, who used to sell Avon, and her whole garage is filled with it, and she's
Why
making
does it have to
cash.
be Janita? Like,
I'm
why is
just
it
saying.
Janita?
I'm
But I
just
mean,
saying.
I think this feels ageist. This feels like you're coming for me, like I came for you, but that's
I
fine.
just asked if you still ordered it from a magazine. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, first of all, I haven't ordered anything from a magazine in a very long time. The Spiegel, I don't have a Spiegel's catalog in my living room.
I like how you're
But
so black that you added the S to it, just like Nordstrom's. It's just Spiegel, no S.
There's no Spiegels.
No, girl.
That's so
No
black of me.
Spiegels. Exactly.
We do add S to everything.
Everything.
Everything. I will say, As I Am and many other products, they actually have updated. If you were to like actually look, you would see the amount of different products that they have, different types of hair types. I love it.
I'm not shading. I'm surprised when you said that, because we had just said there's so many products on the market now, and you're saying you're still using As I Am, and which sounds like you've probably been using it for what, 15 years? That's not even shade. I'm asking.
Clearly, they're not going to be sponsors, but it's fine. But I'm going to go back to, I'm sure you're using Rihanna's hair.
No,
hair,
look.
Taraji. I tried Taraji. I love you, Taraji.
Let me tell you, what I didn't mind of Taraji's is she has a scalp product that has a comb on the top of it that is meant for when your hair's in braids to get at the parts, and it's just a scalp cleanser. That's fabulous. And she also, I didn't mind her leave-in, but side note,
some of the smells.
I didn't mind the smell, but I think it's exclusively sold at Target. So,
and
sorry, girl.
Sorry, Taraji, but we do support you. We all know that you probably have Beyonce's.
This is going to be the shock of the year to everybody.
What is it called? It's called
Sacred.
Sacred?
Did you say crid?
Crid. It's called Crid. It's Sacred.
No, this is going to be a shock to everyone. I have not tried Sacred yet. I think I had a full line of different hair products. I was using this one called RX, OURX, and I had just bought it when Sacred came out, and then my hair was in braids for like months, back to back, and I never bought it, and so I haven't yet. But I heard she just signed a deal with Ulta, so she's going to be selling it at Ulta now. So maybe
she's selling Ulta, and supposedly she's coming out with this fragrance. I need her to leave my pocket.
Girl, she already has a fragrance out. This is number 2.
I know, but it's too much. I need her to give us a break. So you weren't able to kind of find out with between her and Rihanna's.
No, I haven't. I haven't tried those. I've tried Taraji's. I've tried Pattern. I use Pattern. You know what? Some people really don't like Pattern. They say it's too thick.
I like that.
I like it.
I've used a few. So I know you came from my neck for the fact that you thought I was only using As I Am. I've tried different things, and I always go back to As I Am.
Okay. Well, I like Pattern. I like Pattern. I like and I probably like I mean, Tracee Ellis Ross. I mean, she's mixed, right? So am I. So maybe there's something there where her products, she's tested them on her hair before or something.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe you're connecting there.
Maybe I'm connecting. Diana Ross. But yeah, I like the leave-in, and I like her. Actually, what's the other one I like? Oh, you know, I use their heat products when I have to blow out my hair before I get braids. That's the heat products that I use as hers.
I like the marketing. I like how it looks. Yeah, I think it's really pretty. I didn't know that Issa Rae had a product.
Sienna Naturals. That's what
between
it's called.
The restaurants, the cafes.
Girl, she's got
the wine. Doesn't she have
irons in the fire? Yes, girl.
Carl, that is my She is my idol, girl. Because you know what I love. I love 15 different businesses all rolling at the same time.
And you love her too because she started as a online content creator. Community.
I remember.
Diary of a something black girl. I forget what it's called.
So I didn't know about her. So I may have to where is she exclusively?
I don't know where she is. I see her usually post about. She does Instagram things where she does hair posts every now and then. Sienna Naturals is what I think it's called.
As we continue on this conversation about our, favorite celebrity products, when you think about your favorite celebrity hairstyles, Oprah was one. There's some iconic hairstyles that, whether it's Oprah, Hallie, we all wanted to have that little pixie thing or, was cute. I was cute like that. Brandy's braids. I think we have Brandy's braids in right now.
We currently have. All we need is a mini backpack and sing about sitting up in my room.
Right. And isn't this also poetic justices? I mean, we're straddling. Who are your favorites?
I mean, Janet for sure. I do think, Janet, when Janet went with the red curly in was that the That's the Way Love Goes video?
Oh, yes. That's the way.
Mm-hmm. I liked her there. Remember when she did was it Escapade? When she did the little cone thing, the hair thing that you should put in
that was really right.
I liked that. You can't go wrong. And Whitney, I was big on
girl, them sweaty wigs.
No. Don't do her like that. But remember when she did that, when her hair looked like a Pomeranian, when she accepted the award and she was on stage.
I would just remember the wig was just always off center. I mean, except when she was in the Bodyguard.
What you're not going to do is come for my queen.
I'm not coming for her.
Queen. She was my queen before Beyonce.
Okay. Nobody's coming for your queen. But the wig,
I liked it. That was Sissy. She was like, look, you can use some of my wigs I use on Sunday.
Oh, blessings. So when did Sissy die? Maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah, she did.
Blessings. Yeah. So, I mean, it's funny because my hair has been all over the place in a sense of, I think I thought I was Boy George once, and I kind of had this.
You showed that picture with the blue eyeshadow.
I had that picture with, blue eyeshadow that we all wore. Hair was doing something different. I had scarves on it, braids and natural hair, the bigger the better, twisting out, and, I will go back to the weave. I know. Come on, let's talk about that weave.
I never had a weave. I have too much hair for a weave, so I never had a weave. I know you probably
some of us. Okay, did you just say I know you probably did? There was a time in which I always had to have my weave tightened.
Okay.
And because it was like you had to get the relaxer. And then you because my hair was falling out because the relaxer was so unhealthy to my hair. Then I had to get the weave.
Relaxing.
Girl, every 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks or something.
And it was still falling out with gentle?
Because I was allergic. They would go gentler and gentler and be like, okay, let's only keep it on for a couple minutes. And eventually I was like, I think my hairstylist was like, okay.
Girl, you lucky you protected those edges. You could have been.
Listen.
That could have been
pretty
rough.
good.
Yeah, it's not that so bad in her 50s.
Wow. Okay. That was actually our demographics. When you look at it, is women in their 50s, all talking about how hot they are. So I'm gonna need you to fall back. All
I said was at least your edges. Your edges don't look 50. You know how they say you do those tests where like what's your body age? Yeah. Or what's your hairline age?
Girl, my face don't look 50. So let's be clear.
Your hairline's good. Your hairline's tight.
I come from a long line of good genes. Good genes. If you think about all of us who tried to get that pixie cut, we were tapping into someone and tapping into the community of Hallie. If you think about all of the Black women that flock to these products, we want to support and we want to continue to support. And, when you think about some of the salon rules in the Black community, what are some of those salon rules?
It's funny. When I moved to New York, I had never, getting your hair done in New York is a different kind of story. I mean, if you haven't been asked on 125th Street, if you wanted to go get your hair braided and all you were trying to do was get to the train and someone was like, Miss, you want your hair braided? No. And then no, the answer is no. But sometimes the answer is yes. And when you want to talk about community, I watched an entire Ghanaian wedding on DVD 5 times in a row in my salon while getting my hair braided because this woman was showing it. It was her niece. And she wanted to show every single auntie who came in over the 5 to 7 hour period this same video. And at first I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to make it. I cannot I cannot watch this hall in the Bronx and this DJ one more time. But then I remember sitting there and really appreciating it. Like, oh, this is exactly, if I'm going to spend 5 hours or 6 hours just sitting somewhere, I want to be in this room listening to these women, sharing the things that are the most important to them, laughing when the guy comes in trying to sell us all DVDs, body oil, socks, tasers, batteries, all the things that everyone says no and then, or yes, and then he walks out and then we all laugh and make fun of him. That's the community that you just love when you go and get your hair done. And I feel like New York it's such a cultural moment there. It was one of my favorite salon community moments. And you're usually in it. Girl, when I used to get my hair braided in New York, you'd be in like a basement with like 25 people in not a large room. Like, and
it's hot. Just hot.
This was pre-COVID too. Girl, I can't even imagine doing that now. But no masks. But yeah, it was hot, but it was fun. It was amazing. It was like the best thing. You just make sure you didn't have to go to the bathroom.
From the ratchet shows to the soap operas to the reality shows, when you want to watch some good TV or TV you can't watch at your house, go to the salon. Go to the salon. And it's funny because this 8-hour thing, I now cannot do it. I cannot sit for a braiding. I can't do it. I used to be able to sit and like take a break, but now, if it's not 2 hours for a braiding appointment, I can't do it.
No, I can do it, but
You do it. Yes, I know.
Yeah, I could do it, but I think it's one of those things like you gotta just like go in with a plan. But you also, it's nice when I love the woman who braids my hair, Gina. Shout out Gina.
We'll have a picture of Gina. Maybe.
Yes, and she braids my friends' hairs too. So sometimes we make a day of it, and she does us all like 3 heads back to back to back.
I need to be invited to that party.
It's an exclusive invite. No.
Podcast live.
Yeah.
Live.
Oh my gosh. But it's fun when you know your braider or your stylist and you can have conversations and chat. And then that's, like 2 hours. Then you do a little scrolling on your phone. That's another 2 hours. You're watching a show in the background. It's another 2 hours. By the time, you look up, it's like 6 hours. It's like a flight.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
flight to New York.
That's right. I got stuff to do. It's Saturday.
Let me ask you a question. How would you judge someone? The answer is probably yes. But would you judge someone if they bought 3 seats on the airplane and braided, and one person got braided, and that the middle seat was open while one person braided?
First of all, I would be like, why didn't I think about that shit? Because that's
a 6 hour. That's a 6 hour window.
Well, but you're doing something efficient.
Right, so, that's what I'm saying.
Right. You're going somewhere, you're doing something, you're like, girl, let me buy you a quick seat because I need you to braid my 8-hour hair while I go to London, wherever we're going.
Or you tell your braider, like, look, I'm about to pay you anyway. Let me buy your ticket. You can go on a trip for free and braid my hair on the way there.
Okay, Jessica's now talking about hair braiding in first class.
Look, I didn't even say first class. I said 3 seats. Look, this could be something. Or
what we doing? Is it business? Yeah,
or even sitting in your braider and you go sit in the airport lounge. Soft Life Vixen.
Oh, Soft Life, because you know what? Let's be honest. The amount of time that you spend and can spend pre-flight, by the time you get there, you've got to get there early, you check in and all that great stuff. You might as well bring a braider with you and say, girl, meet me at the lounge. At 3:00. So, but let us know if your braiders out there that you'd be willing to do Jessica's hair in the American Express lounge.
American Express lounge.
Or maybe it's
Delta.
The Delta lounge. Delta DI lounge.
You can't do Tanya's because, as we all heard last week, she's only flying Spirit these days and there are no lounges. So you can only she won't be doing this, I will.
I want to clarify.
Before you go on your next trip.
Spirit was a thought, and then I reconsidered.
Okay.
And because the lounge and I saw some video and they said you may get into a fight, but at least you'll survive. On Spirit,
I got some feedback from people on that last episode, and I think that people want to see you. People want to see you try it. So I think what we want to see is you record.
What was the feedback from?
Record
yourself?
No. Record your first experience on Spirit. You know what? Heck, I'll buy you the ticket.
On
I'll
Spirit or
buy
Friend.
you
The
a ticket.
$69.
Yes. I'll buy you a ticket anywhere in the continental U.S.
Ooh.
West Coast routes that they run.
First class? Would it be a first class?
They don't
I need
have
their
first
upgrades.
class.
I need their updates.
They don't have first class, so I'm going to buy you a ticket, and you're going to record it, and we're going to see
Sure.
how wonderful your experience is.
I could go to Mexico for something. I'm sure I'll do it.
I said the continental U.S.
That's true. Give or take.
Don't try to be Trump here. Not going to the Gulf of America.
You're right. You did say that. I was just like, well, let me see where I got to go this year.
No.
Portugal.
No. Within borders.
I mean,
I'm probably going to fly you to like Spokane and back.
I know I'm Black. I'm not sure I'm allowed in Spokane, but
Dole is all.
Love and prayers to all of those. But we talked a little bit about, and I want to be serious for a second. But we talked a little bit about the relaxers.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about some of the research. And I will say we really want to bring someone on to have this conversation because I think it's really important. Because I think, there's I know a lot of people who still do it.
Yeah. I think the most important stat is the one around peri and postmenopausal women using relaxers and the connection to uterine cancer. I think a lot of people, and I don't know if it's because of the way that research findings are quote unquote marketed or not. Like, I just don't think people either shortcut what the actual facts are and try to make it like a sexy headline or, a headline that catches eyes. But there's real research out there that talks specifically about women in menopause and postmenopausal and uterine cancer and relaxers. And it's, it's not good news. Like there's no good news there. I think it was this study was the one out of Boston University, right? That talked about their Black women's health study reported that postmenopausal Black women who've used chemical relaxers for more than twice a year for over 5 years had a greater than 50% increased risk of uterine cancer.
Yeah.
And I mean, more than twice a year. Most people, if you're relaxing your hair, you're using it for
didn't I say every 6 weeks?
4 to 6 times, 8 times a year.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And then I think there was another analysis, and we talked a lot about great products that we love and we use, but it revealed that 80% of over about 4,000 beauty products marketed to Black women specifically have at least one hazardous ingredient. Hazardous ingredient. I mean, when you think about now, whether it's soaps or anything I use, people, makes fun of me not drinking that water, but I make sure it's paraffin free.
Yeah.
And cruelty free, and that there are certain products that are not harmful because there's so many things that we're putting in our bodies, whether it's hair dyes or relaxers, and we're not really thinking about the impact and the effects. So I didn't want to take it too far down the serious path, but what I do want to tell our friends and those who are listening is that pay attention, turn that product over, take a look and say, oh, is this paraffin free? Is this chemical free? Is this hazardous free? And then make a decision, make an informed decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I think and also realize that you may have to look around because news about the health of Black women is not easily found in mainstream news. Yeah. So you may need to look in different places to really take a look at the studies and the findings. But the Boston University Black Women's Health Study is a good one to follow and read. If you haven't, we should link to it.
I think we'll definitely link to it, and we'll also link to, I think I've spoken with one of the authors, and I think we talked about having her on, and so that might be something to think about.
Yeah.
But I want to take us to my favorite new segment.
Our only new segment.
Our only Shine, Sis, Shine. fine. So last week, Jessica, pontificated all about the amazing women in sports.
Which, by the way, you should see, just side note, you should see.
Oh, God, we're going back. Are we going to talk?
No, I'm going to
talk about Asia again?
I'm going to connect a bridge because you got to look at the photos from the Time Magazine Gala to look at Asia and Jordan's hair because they look fire. That's all.
I love that bridge. That was a fantastic bridge.
Yes.
But I want to highlight some amazing women who are making me proud. First, Jasmine Crockett. When I say this sis is standing on business and reminding us and reminding them. She is actually, I feel like she's the only Democrat, her and AOC, that's actually working right now. And when, someone said, it was a couple of days ago, what is your message for Elon Musk? Y'all can look it up and I won't say it because, we're a clean podcast. But I will say that I appreciate her and I appreciate her fighting for us and trying to educate and inform us as much as possible.
Good hair.
The other one,
good weaves.
Good and wigs. her weaves and wigs.
Very good. Very classy.
Are very classic. Let's not lower a sis to her hair, but okay.
I'm not. I'm just adding a note. Like sis has good hair.
I came for your neck a little bit. That's fine. The other one that she may not have hair, but she
rocks
fire.
A bald head. She
rocks a bald head, which says that beauty comes in all looks, and you don't have to have a wig, a weave, or some whatever to look beautiful. And she is beautiful, and that's Cynthia Erivo.
We're holding space for her. That's what Ariana Grande. Remember that whole thing with the two of them?
Oh my God! And they're, I will say their comedy and they're a little
together. I love them.
They're kind of fun.
I love them together.
You loved Wicked.
I never saw it.
First, that's really funny. Why did I think? But first of all, you said you wanted me and Jen to be Wicked for Halloween.
I think that is the best costume ever. I think that if you guys think that Tanya and her wife should be Wicked for Halloween, please tell us in the comments. I don't know that there could be a better costume.
Okay, fine. It
would be so good.
I'm sure it'll be good, but I thought you were just in love with the movie and were like, oh my God.
No, if I knew the plot, I'd figure out roles for your dogs, but I don't. Maybe they're the brooms or something.
Okay, let's keep moving. So Toto. Anyway, so let's move to. Well, I will say for Cynthia, one exciting moment. I'm excited that she's nominated for an Academy Award. She's on her path to an EGOT from Broadway to Hollywood. She has been putting in the work, and her voice, voice is an angel, and I'm so excited. She's going to be playing at the Hollywood Bowl over the summer.
Oh, is she?
So I'm going to have to get her tickets to that. So,
and you saw Kiki Palmer give her flowers at the NAACP Awards.
She did. I love Kiki though.
I love Kiki.
Kiki is like
great podcast. Listen to her podcast if you
listen. You know what? We're going to tag Kiki. Kiki, call us, girl. Give us a break, girl. The other person I wanted to highlight, the trans community has gone through a lot. I think the LGBTQIA community
is going through a lot. And I think Laverne has always just come out and been a voice for everyone else. She is beautiful, and she continues to use her platform for good for all and to shine a light on the community that is actually honestly, being attacked. On all fronts. Yeah. And so she has a new show, and I want to encourage everyone to start watching that show. It's called Clean Slate, and it's got George Wallace. It's actually a premise is about a trans woman who comes home to Alabama, and it really defined family dynamic is super funny. And so I want to encourage people to sort of listen and watch that show. And shout out to Laverne. We love you. Love that. Yes. Love it. I saw her on something the other day, and I was like, you know what? Let me rewatch Orange is the New Black.
Oh my God. I used to love that show.
I used to love it too. It's time for a rewatch, I think.
Whew, girl, that and Handmaid's Tale's coming. Oh, both the dark realities of life. But, I will say that There are so many sisses every day, Black women who are shining, doing their job, and the 92% continues to be what they need to be. So this was a fun episode. How do we, we keep talking about community, and how do we keep these spaces like salons and barbershops and
keep getting your hair
thriving?
done. Keep getting your hair done every week. Get a new style.
What is going to be the version for the 2025 and like 2027 hair salon? Because I think more and more, I will say something I'm a little disappointed.
I could get a robot like Coco.
Girl, Coco. Coco is not doing your hair. If Coco starts doing your hair, you take that video.
This is a side note. Did you hear Gail's going to space? They're putting 2 Black women up in space.
You realize that she wasn't in our Shine Sister Shine because Gail is doing too much. And you know what? Gail should not even be engaging in that Wall Street Journal and Amazon dude who is pulling back DEI. Come on. I mean, is she ready for this at her age?
Look, I mean, you're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't. If we don't send Black people up there, they're about to leave us. So we do have to send a couple of them saying, like, look, we're going to come too if you try to get up here.
All I heard about was Katy Perry and Gail. Who else is going up there?
There's another Black woman. I forget her name.
I was like, and why is this happening? It's just stupid. I'm sorry. Am I the only one that thinks? I mean,
no,
okay.
I mean,
make a comment comment to us if you think space. If you love, if you have aspirations to get to space
force.
Although
people do though. People do. Okay, let's see. It's part of an historic all-women crew, and
with Gail
Katy Perry. Who's this? Aisha Bowe, who's a former NASA rocket scientist.
Okay, she's qualified, and she's qualified.
And Carrie Ann Flynn. And Amanda Nguyen.
My point is, why? Why when we got people? My point is, people are stuck. People are stuck.
Are they?
We got 2 astronauts currently that are still stuck in space.
Oh, I didn't know. Should I? I haven't been monitoring space. How would I know that? Am I supposed to be monitoring the channels or something? The traffic alerts?
Okay. While we're on, just Google stuck in space. These people have been stuck
in space.
Google
the
male and female astronauts.
Yeah, new date set for the stranded astronaut stuck in space. The wait is almost over.
Okay, it's been a year, I think, right? I mean,
Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams.
I mean, they have families and husbands and wives, but yet they've been
stranded since June 2024. Oh yeah, SpaceX is planning to launch on March 12th to go get them. But the journey back will take several days, handover period. So we're expecting them back sometime in March or April.
So this might have been a turn, but my point is, Gail, stay home.
Keep your ass.
You know Oprah.
Keep your ass at CBS.
You know Oprah is like.
Well, you know they probably went to Oprah first, and Oprah was like,
"Bye, I'm in my garden."
Call Gail. Isn't that the worst if your best friend was like, they're like, would you like to go to space? And she was like, call Gail. I'm not doing
that would be my best friend. That would be what Tammy would do.
Right.
Tammy would be like, you want to go to space, Tammy? And she'd be like, Tanya will.
And you would.
That's some shit she would do.
And you would.
I might go.
See?
Actually, I don't know. No, I don't like small. I don't like to be claustrophobic. Girl, this was fun. This was a fun episode.
Tanya's going to share all the photos of her bad hair. And I'm going to share all the photos of when my hair is looking best.
Tell us about your worst hair fail and like and subscribe.
Tell us about your best. Tell us also about the day that you felt like your hair was your crown. Send us a picture that when your hair just made you feel like, something super special. When your hair was your crown. Our hair is always our crown.
But hair is our crown. That might be the title of this episode.
The Crown Act. Hello. The Crown Act. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Jessica. Thanks for listening to Girl Call Me. If you have something to add or a story to share, come on over to Instagram or Facebook and join the conversation. Also, make sure you follow and subscribe Girl Call Me. You don't want to miss when we release new episodes. Thanks for listening.